Now, do you remember your first fight? Like a first, like either street or in the ring, whichever one you want to pick.
I mean, I could give you both. I remember them quite well.
I would love to hear it.
Okay, so my first amateur fight, it was called the Ringside National Championship, and it was a week long. I didn't weigh but 50 pounds. Um, it was one that I will never forget, one that will stick with me forever because it had its ups and downs, but that's part of life. I sacrificed probably more, in my opinion, than any 9-year-old would. Like or I shouldn't say that. I should say most 9-year-olds. Because at the time, like I went a whole week and to this training, like you have to make weight. In amateur boxing, each time you fight, you have to make weight. You can't weigh in one time and then blow up. You have to maintain it. So I didn't fight until probably the semifinals because not a lot of kids that weigh 50 pounds. So
Yeah.
um, the whole week to maintain, this is not a lie. This is the absolute truth. I had one tangerine a day and a sip of water. One tangerine a day and a sip of water.
That
All
was
the
your weight cut.
was my weight cut. And running outside Kansas City in the summertime is pretty hot, so I put a trash bag over me, sweater, and go run, try to lose the weight. And that was kind of a bonding thing because my father and I didn't know anything that we were doing. That was probably like learning. So no, we didn't know what to do, how to weight cut. We just knew you don't eat, you don't gain weight, and you lose.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was my first one, and then when I got in the ring, all the stuff that I went into training, that I did into training, went out the door. So I mean, I believe I should have won the fight, but that's just probably the competitor that's in me. But yeah, it was something different at the time. That that was you couldn't hear like your corner man wasn't allowed to speak to you until you came and sat down.
Oh wow.
I didn't do a damn thing my dad said, so I heard it in the corner. So yeah,
And how many rounds was it? Do you remember? It was just
it
like
was it was 1 minute rounds, three round
okay.
one. So it was quick, but I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
Like I got there, like all the lead up to it, training, I was sparring, and all that. I went in there, didn't know a damn thing I was doing. To me, it was probably like going in there, I was scared as hell. But looking back at it, I laugh at it because you see the amount of growth that you have. Um, so it's a learning process. It's growing. It's all about growing. So I look back at all those times, like I'm like, wow, I really came a long way. My father and I, my mother, all of us came a long way. So we're glad to be here, and one day we'll be champions, and then we could look back at our first fight, and we could look back and laugh about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Hell, you'll be laughing back at this interview like 3 years down the line.
No, this means everything to me. So like every day you'll
No,
see who's there from you in the beginning. So